So I'm a big believer in setting goals so you actually have a target to work towards. And the first of the month is a great opportunity to either review your goals or set new ones. But I've come to find out that even though I've done this for a while, I've been setting goals the wrong way this whole time. And originally what I would do is set purely outcome-based goals. So either I wanted to lose 5 pounds that month, or I wanted to, I don't know, make 10 sales of my ebook that month. It was very outcome-based, something that I can't actually control exactly specifically. So I realized that and I'm like, okay, well, I could do all this stuff to reach that outcome, but I can't exactly control that outcome. So what can I control? Well, I can control the actions that I do. So I started setting action-based goals, which were related to the outcomes that I wanted to achieve, but I'd focus on the tasks that I'd have to do, which was good because it's like, okay, if you want to lose weight, track your calories every day and be in a calorie deficit. And that's how you'd get to that goal. As far as the making sales, posting content every day, reaching my target audience, that's how you make sales. There's obviously like the intermittent part, like the middle part I meant to say, but that's essentially what I did as I switched from the outcome goals to the action goals. But the thing with the action-based goals exclusively is even though they were working towards the outcome, it made it almost kind of unexciting or a little bit to the mundane side of things where I wasn't as excited to work towards them because I'm like, oh, I got to focus on the action, got to do the daily task. And it's like, okay, cool. I understand that. And then what I've come to find out is the best way to do it, at least in my idea, this is my idea for the month, is combining both in the same thing. So for example, instead of like talking about this, I'm going to actually give you real examples for what I want to accomplish in the month of November 2024 in the format that I'm about to talk about. So the first thing that I want to achieve in the month of November is to post daily content to grow my newsletter to 300 subscribers. And if you see, like that's both the action and the outcome I hope to achieve, not just one or the other. And this is such a small thing. It sounds like such a small thing, but it definitely helps categorize things in your mind so that you're definitely working towards that goal that you have, the outcome that you want, but you're also focusing on the action at the same time. So it's like, well, what do you have to do to get what you want? Put them both into one sentence, and then you have it very, very clear. And in this case, like we're sitting at about 66 subscribers on my email newsletter. And the main reason for that is I recently deleted 220 subscribers during the process of switching my entire newsletter from one provider to another because the old provider decided to jack up the pricing for literally no reason and say I essentially can't send daily emails unless I want to pay an exorbitant fee compared to the other options in the market. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with that anymore. Switch to another provider, which is why I'm at 66 after building it for quite some time. So my goal is to build the list back up by posting the daily content, helping people out, and hopefully they'd want to sign up to see what more I can have to offer people in terms of getting in shape, workout programs, workout insights, staying on track, all this kind of stuff. And that's what I offer there. And with that being said, what am I posting? Posting as often on YouTube as possible, shooting for daily, doing the daily email newsletter, which is why I ended up having to do that switch. The new providers are all good with that. And posting on medium.com where I essentially, and I'm pretty open about this, repost my email newsletter on Medium for that audience. And I built up a little bit of a following there, which is pretty cool too. And that's really the main things. Yeah, I might mess around on X and every so often post like on Instagram and stuff, but it's not like my main focus. It's just if I have some spare time, which I really don't, which you'll see why in just a little bit, even though I've been out of work for a little bit. But anyway, before I ramble on too long, that's the goal for my business goal is to reach 300 subscribers because the rest of the stuff, like the actual, sales and stuff, kind of works itself out if you're growing the newsletter. So that said, moving on from that is a fitness goal, which I want to hit 13 workouts and track calories daily to get stronger. Now, this goal is intentionally vague, mainly because there are so many factors at play with getting stronger. So if I were to set a specific goal of wanting to bench 185 for 3, I could probably do that, but it may or may not happen depending upon sleep or just how I feel that day, barring any kind of injuries from pushing myself so hard to get there, because we're sitting at like 155 for 3 right now. Really got to put that work in, which is why I'm setting it this way. But it allows for me to start the month where I am, again, for example, the bench press 155 for 3, and end the month stronger than when I started. And if I keep up with the daily calorie tracking, making sure I'm eating enough to support the strength goals, but not eating so much that I gain a bunch of body fat, because I've definitely fell into that trap before. When I was at my strongest, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. Crazy. That's a lot of weight. That's a big difference, and I don't want to go into that trap again. I want to build the strength pretty close to where I am currently at 164 pounds. So that's the fitness goal, and the reason why it's 13 workouts is there's going to be one this calendar week and then 3 per week for the next 4 weeks inside of November, and that turns out to be 13. As far as the calories, we're hitting 2,500 a day every single day, which is technically kind of a deficit, but has been supporting strength really well. So we're going to run that as long as I possibly can and increase the calories if I have to, but I don't think I will. So I might even be able to get a little leaner while getting stronger. We'll see. But that's the fitness goal. Moving on to the next one, which is going to take up a lot of my time. And the first two are going to almost be in maintenance mode, just doing what I have to do to reach them, is hit the phones and take as many ups as I possibly can to sell 6 cars. So putting 2 and 4 together, I'm going back to work and I'm going to sell cars, which I'm actually really excited about because I haven't been fully immersed in the car sales industry since 2019. Made a pretty decent living there then, even though I didn't even work the whole year. I made definitely a year's salary, which is really, really, really cool. We're going to go ahead and do it again. And the reason, even though I've sold 15 and 16 cars in a month, the reason I'm setting it for 6 is because I'm starting a little bit into the month, starting next week. There's going to be some level of training that's by the manufacturer, I would assume. Every dealership I've started to work at for a short period of time, like even before the entire world shut down, started trying to sell cars then, it was a bad idea, has a certification process for the manufacturer, which is going to be GM products, so Chevy, GMC, that's pretty much what I'll be doing. So after that, that gives me 2 to 3 weeks to actually start selling cars. And because I'm new to this area here in the Midwest, I don't have friends and family to call, be like, hey, you want to go buy a car from me or anything. Like, didn't really build myself too far into the community. Excuse me, what the heck? So it's really just starting raw from scratch, completely no existing client base whatsoever. So we're just going to grind it out and sell at least 6 cars, which it would be pretty decent if I could do that, which I know I can. And that's going to also depend on the conversation I have with my manager and see where we're at and what the expectations are. But I think this is a pretty solid goal considering all my situation and considering that it's been a while since I've sold cars and considering my past and considering the market here. So again, we'll see, but that's the goal I have, the preliminary goal that I have there. And how I'm going to do it is just like dial and smile, and then also take as many people that walk through the door that want help buying a car, help them get their car that they want. And it's going to be a pretty good time. But that's going to take up most of my week every week. So everything else is going to, I have to squeeze it in when I can. And we're really going to work towards hitting all 3 of these. And what I should do is a monthly update. But I don't necessarily want to commit to a monthly update yet because I have so many other commitments that I got going on. But I'll have to post it somewhere, even if it's on the community tab, how this month goes. So if you are working on any goals yourself, let me know in the comments. Try to use that same format too, where it's like you have the goal at the end, but you also have what you're going to be doing to reach that goal. So it's like, in that case, like the post daily content to grow my newsletter to 300 subscribers, or the hit 13 workouts and track calories daily to get stronger, or the hit the phones and take as many ups as I can to sell 6 cars. Use that format. Let me know what you're working on this month, fitness or otherwise. And as far as that goes, hopefully you found this helpful or insightful. A lot of it was very about me, of course, but there's things you can use in here to set your own goals, and you can see the format and the mindset behind it and why I'm doing that. And it's also kind of fun to see, oh, can Gabe pull this off? Or at least maybe that's just me. So that's all for this one. If you want to check out actually good fitness advice that's helpful, that's worked for me for the last 12 years, go ahead and check out one of the other videos on my channel, or you can go over to fitdadinnercircle.com, join the newsletter. Of course I have to pitch it because I was just talking about being one of my goals, But in my incredibly biased opinion, it's a great place to be to get daily insights on fitness to help you get in shape, lose weight, build some strength, build some muscle, and just overall feel better. So that's all for this one. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.